I felt it on the day of the funeral, loads of little on the back. I nearly fell off that chair.
Motherland is a verbatim piece of theatre. The whole text comprises interviews, testimony taken from interviews from women, mothers, daughters, wives, girlfriends of servicemen and women who are currently serving in Iraq and Afghanistan or have served in recent months.
Until he reached 15, 16, we hated each other.
I don't know any of this.
And it was quite hard.
All the interviews were conducted in the northeast, and you really, I think what comes sort of really strongly through the piece is the kind of character, the strength of the women from that region. You know, they share their sort of wit and their humour with us, so there's a whole range of characters, and the play is as much a kind of complex picture of family relationships, particularly between women, as it is a testimony about grief, I suppose, because, you know, some women have suffered some tragic losses.
I remember being with him a lot of the time.
Very much so, actually, because she used to look after him. I was actually quite ill at the time. You did, because you looked after him. And I've got a vision of them. She used to love dressing up right. My high heels were a favourite. She would go into the wardrobe, like kids do. But so would Anthony, you see, because he just did everything she did. And I've got a vision of him standing there with his high heels and a little handbag.
And there are a number of issues that are raised by some of the women characters in the play. For example, the Ministry of Defence's policy just to inform the next of kin and not necessarily the parents. So there's this awful story about how Pat Long, one of the women featured in the play, found out about her son's death when she was on the bus. And she was told by the military that came to see her later that evening that if her neighbour hadn't ran Colchester to find out what happened, it was most likely that she could have found out about her son's death from the television.
Colin called me, so I just got off the settee and I just got to about as far as here, and I saw the bloke standing in the hallway, and I just went, I know what you've come for.
There are serious questions here, and there are debates about whether we should still be conducting those ongoing involvement in Afghanistan, and hopefully this play contributes to that debate.